If you're watching this video, most likely your day is unplanned, repetitive, and it feels like you're going with the flow. You don't really know what's going to happen, what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing, and what will be done. Most likely you're probably still in school, and you only go to school. You wake up at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever it is. You get ready. You have your breakfast. Whatever you have for breakfast, whether that's toast, cereal, leftover pizza, or whatever. Then you go to school, which is like it's normally like 9 till 3, and then after school you potentially go to the gym. You might not. You might go straight home, and then at home you doom scroll on TikTok or Instagram Reels, or you get on the game. You play some rubbish game, which probably is on Roblox. You play some Minecraft, whatever you play. Hop on some GTA. And then after all that, you go to sleep at 11, 12 p.m. and call that a productive day. That's not really productive. And if you're one of the few people who call it productive day, you should be ashamed. You have so much potential to get more enjoyability out of your day, and it starts with having the right plan and the right schedule. What is the right schedule? What I'm about to tell you on how to have a great schedule and how you can become more productive during the day. What you want to do first is start with a clear vision. What I mean by that is, what are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? What are your mid-term goals? What are your career goals, personal goals, health goals? List goes on. You gotta put down what you really want. You have to set that clear of what you want and how the schedule will revolve around it. What is the most important thing to you? And how are your tasks going to align with these objectives? So I want you to take down a notepad, and I want you to define your goals. Do it right now. Pause the video if you have to, and write down your goals. Whether that's short term, whether that's long term, whether that is career goals, personal goal, whatever, the list goes on. You have your own goals. Your goals are different to mine, or maybe the same as mine. But write down on a piece of paper, pencil, pen, paper, write it down. And then you will see what you will want. Now, let's talk about how we actually plan this. The best way for someone to actually plan, I would say, is the night before. Sometimes I do it really early in the morning when I wake up. So at the moment, my wake up time is about 4:45. I wake up at 4:45 every morning, and pretty much every time I wake up, I do my bed, I turn on my laptop, PC, whatever you want to call it. I move pretty much everything out the way, and I have this. Every day, I write my goals into this book. I write it down. Sometimes I do it the night before, but the best way to do it is the night before. So make sure you do it the night before, because that's probably the best, because it just takes out a task out of your day, the next day, for you until the very end. You want to spend around like 5, 10, maybe even 15 minutes of it. From the simplest of tasks, like waking up, brushing your teeth, making your bed, to the more complex tasks, like sitting down for an hour and completing some editing. Don't be vague with it. You do not want to be vague. That's the one thing that people get wrong, is being way too vague. Because realistically, when you do it way too vague, you're more likely to skip out on that task or waste that time doing meaningless work or meaningless objectives, and then you're calling yourself productive. Don't be too vague. If you're going to write something, you're going to, for example, wake up, make my bed, turn my computer on, spend an hour and 30 minutes on editing the new video you're supposed to edit, brush your teeth, make some coffee, something like that. Don't be vague. Detail it, make it yours, so that you know you don't even have to think about what you're going to do. You have it written down and you're up. You can also prepare necessary materials if you have to. So say if your goal is wake up at 6 a.m. and you want to brush your teeth, make your bed and whatever, but you want to leave around 6:45 to go to the gym. You might want to prepare some gym clothes, like on your chair, on your desk, wherever. So you have it, so you don't have to even look for the gym clothes. It's right there. You prepared it the night before. You don't have to actually like use your brain power to think about what you're gonna wear. It's right there. You got it down, and now you're ready. And then you get dressed, you leave, and bosh, you're at the gym at like 7:20, 7:15, and you're ready to work out. I mean, you don't have to do that, but it's like an additional step, which is probably the best. I sometimes do it on days where I have a pretty full schedule. Sometimes when I think of, okay, so I'm gonna be busy today, so how do I make it easy on myself? Oh, maybe I should prepare some gym clothes. Or I'm gonna prepare my bag so I have everything ready for when I go to this. Or I'm gonna start on 50% of my editing today, so tomorrow I can finish it really easily, and I got only 50% to do. Think ahead, prepare the materials if you have to. If it works, if it's easier for you, do it. Trust me, it works. I've tried it. I wouldn't give advice to somebody if I haven't tried it. Time blocking methods. Now, time blocking is pretty phenomenal. It basically, you sort your day out for yourself. So I got an example here I wrote out, so I'm gonna follow it. I have a script right here. I'm not gonna. If you think I can do this a cappella, you're wrong. But I've been noting down bullet points. But let me bring you through the example. 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. deep work, which could be like important projects, or it could be like homework, or it could be anything really. From 10 to 10:30 a.m. emails and admin tasks. From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. lunch and relaxation. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. meetings. 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. workout. So that's time blocking. You're basically sorting the day out for yourself, and basically all you gotta do is look at your phone. The best way to do this is Google Calendar. Basically just log in with your phone, Google Calendar, and sort it out on either your phone or your PC, and just, it'll give you like a heads up notification like 30 minutes before. I mean, I think you can edit it, but 30 minutes before, and you'll know what you have to do next. Follow the MIT rule. Most important tasks. So with every day, you sort of set yourself tasks. They may be small tasks like cleaning up my desk, or they may be quite, intermediate task like, I don't know, vacuuming downstairs. I don't know. I don't think that's too intermediate or intermediate at all. It was just an example. So the most important tasks are like 3, 4, 5 tasks, whichever range you want, and you have to complete these tasks no matter what. These are your biggest tasks which you have to do. These have to be complete. For example, homework, most important task. You gotta get that homework done. Or publish a video, very important, most important. And you have to complete these tasks no matter what. You have to do the tasks. How many of them you want really, but a couple important tasks, you gotta complete these. And the best time to actually complete these tasks is during the early hours of the morning or early hours of the day. So you want to wake up when nobody's asleep, maybe at 6, maybe that's 5. Don't wake up too early, don't be like a total vampire waking up at 2 a.m. Somewhere between 3 to 7 is fine, whatever one you choose. And just bash out those 3 tasks. Or how many tasks there are. Just bash them out. It's gonna feel easier than it looks, because in the morning you got the most energy out the whole day. So just try. What most people do wrong is they set themselves unrealistic tasks. Don't let your ego interfere with your small progress. Small steps, big growth, like I keep saying. And you don't want to overcomplicate it. You don't want to make a ridiculous goal you're never going to hit within that time frame. You're not going to bench 100 kilos at your first day at the gym. You're not going to read 50 pages of a book, even though you've never read a single page in your life before, apart from those kiddie school books you read in reception or nursery or kindergarten, whatever you want really. Set yourself realistic goals. Instead of trying to bench 100 kilos in your first day at the gym, try 30. Instead of trying to read 50 pages in a day, read 5. Read 10. And if you really want to push yourself, try 15. You want to set shorter deadlines to increase focus and urgency. You want to make those goals achievable. Sure, you might want to set yourself a really hard goal to test yourself. But remember, you got to face the consequences of failure, which is the most important thing anyone should face when on a self-improvement journey. But do not let that failure be the reason you quit. For example, you have a massive ego. Let's just point it that way. If you have a massive ego, you get on NoFap, and you want to go 30 days without nutting. 30 days, but within the first day, you fail, you relapse. Don't get mad at yourself. Don't, because that's just going to make things worse, first of all. But second of all, just brush it off. You got the next day, and the next day, and the day after that. You are not a failure because you couldn't stick to something. You are a failure when you quit. And most of the time, after people set these ridiculous goals, they end up doing the bad habits until they have this moment of inspiration again. Take your failures with chest, and then see what you did wrong. You want to reflect, and then you want to try again, and then next thing you know, you've went 3 days without nutting, and then you relapse again. But then you go 4 or 5 days, and then 6 days, and then you relapse again, or you read 5 pages of a book, and then you don't read it again for the next 2 days, but then you read a page, those 5 pages again, and 5 pages again, and then you go up to 10 pages, and you're like, oh, I can do this. Take it slow, make it realistic, and be patient with yourself. You're on this journey, you're trying to improve yourself. Chasing perfection is going to be the one downfall of you if you don't know how to take failures with chest. Minimizing distractions is another great topic I wish to talk about today, because distractions are everywhere. Your phone, that's a distraction. Your computer right here, that's a distraction. Noise outside is a distraction. There's cars going by. Outside your room, your parents, your siblings, maybe somebody's over, that's a distraction. Things that you might fiddle with, that's a distraction. Everything's a distraction if you really think about it. You want to minimize those distractions. By minimizing those distractions, that's when the best work gets done. And I kid you not, no distractions, no nothing. That's the when the best work gets done, because you're so locked in. You don't even know about time passing by. You wake up at 4:45, get on your PC around 4:55, and then the next thing you know, you've been in some hard work. You've been getting things done, and then you know it's 7:30, and you're like, whoa, where did the time go? So the way you can minimize distractions: this phone, throw away, throw in your bed, turn it off. You can split your work into segments where you work for 30 minutes, take a small break, 5 minutes to not get, not overwhelm your brain, not push it too hard, and then go again for 30 minutes, and then 5 minute break, again 30 minutes, 5 minute break, and then you do like 10 minutes, and then you take like 30 minutes break to like eat something or make coffee, get yourself some water. Another good way is self-reflection through distractions. If you know yourself and you know your enemy, you may not fear the outcome of 100 battles. So the best way to combat this is keep a distraction list. Get your notepad out, write down every single distraction you have. What distracts you, who distracts you, what do you play with that distracts you, anything. And make sure to try limiting or like eliminating those distractions as much as you can. Review and reflect at the end of the day. Reflect. Journal. What worked so well? What needs improvement? What was one task which you actually are proud of yourself? What were your achievements today? What could have you done better? Reflection is as important as the scheduling, so make sure you reflect at the end of each day. And then finally, for that, adjust your schedule for the next day. You got to get your schedule ready. You got to get locked in again for the next day. However, as we're coming to like the end of we have one more topic left, I want to talk about like things within it. Like, I'll explain it a little bit better as I go into it. So, don't put yourself down because you missed a task. People get busy, and you might be locked in some work, and in 30 minutes you have to go for a run. But something happens. Your parents want to talk to you, or you got distracted by talking to your siblings, or you have to do this important task that your mum set you just now. It's okay. We get distracted. Sometimes we mistake and we relapse and we go to our bad habits and we don't do like a couple tasks. Just try again. It doesn't work again, try again. The most important thing you can do is try again, because we all get randomly busy. We all fall back to our old self sometimes, and we all make mistakes. So, the best way is to accept yourself as who you are and go on with the next day and the next day and the next day. You're not going to get it perfect, but you know you're going to be that 1% better every single day that you do it. So you try again and again and again. That's how it should be. And I am proud of you if you do that. So last thing before I close off is productivity tools. Make it easier for you. Google Calendar, like I mentioned earlier, quite good. Trello is quite good for like certain tasks you might want to do. I don't know anymore, to be honest, but Trello and Google Calendar I used myself, still sometimes do, and I recommend that you use them. So as we bring this video to a close, I want you to reflect on this video. I want you to take action. So once you finish, you are going to write down what you're going to do tomorrow, and you're going to schedule it, whatever way you want to. Whether that's bullet pointing or doing it through a Google Calendar, doesn't matter, you're doing it. Remember, small steps, big growth.